Boom. All right. Thought I'd make a quick video um, before I start getting ready for bed. Um, yeah, the topic of this video is I wish I'd started sprint training on grass 3 years ago. See, one of the things that I've realized over this past 2 years as I've been struggling with injuries and overcoming them, thinking of ways to overcome them, one of the things I forgot about was the power and impact of sprint training on grass. Now, this is something that I came across, rediscovered again a few days ago after watching a short documentary about Jamaican sprinters and what makes them special compared to other sprinters around the world, especially the US. And one thing that they do is they do a lot of their training, the bulk of their training on grass. And this is something I used to do as a teenager. This is something I used to do when I first started my YouTube channel, the other YouTube channel. This is something I was doing um, up until about 2021. And when I think back on those were times when I was really potent, really strong, really vigorous. I had a lot of vigor in me. Now, 2021, I think I turned 30. Yeah, that's when I turned 30. So obviously I'm 34 now. So people would say, oh, it's just age, you're getting older and stuff, so you're gonna feel less vigor. But I really believe that the fact that I stopped sprint training on grass and started sprinting on pavements and basically just didn't have any shock absorbance, there was no shock absorbance by running on pavement. That really must have impacted my knees over the period of time, over those period of last 3 years, 3 or 4 years. All those years of just sprint training on the pavement. And also the fact that I wasn't doing any sprint training on grass meant I was losing vibrational metaphysical benefits of being on grass. I was basically, what I didn't realize is that all those years of sprinting on grass, I was grounding myself on the earth. I was grounding myself and getting those. Because I've noticed that when I walk on grass, when I go on walks in nature, I feel better. It feels better. Like walking on pavement doesn't do the same thing as walking grass. So by doing those sprint sessions on grass, I was feeling better. Even today, today was my first full sprint session on grass since 2021. So like 3 or 4 years. No, 2025. So 4 years. And I felt I felt excited, springy. After the session, I felt springy. Normally, after running on a pavement, I feel sort of achy, and I feel like my muscles have really worked too hard almost. Even though sometimes it feels like a good session, it feels like they've worked too hard, and especially my joints, my ankles, they don't feel as springy. But after that sprint session on grass, I felt springy and I felt rejuvenated. And I think that's something that I really should start doing. In fact, I've scheduled it in my schedule now. I'm going to start doing it on Saturdays in the mornings. That's my plan. Because it's just so beneficial. It just makes you younger. And I think that's the reason why, like when I was 30, especially, I looked a lot younger than my age. I mean, even now, I still look young for my age. But I believe there's been some slight aging these last 3 years because of that. I've been wearing down my knee cartilage on pavement, and my ankles have become less compliant. So I felt they're not as, yeah, basically I had an Achilles injury like last year. Literally last year I had an Achilles injury. I had to spend months rehabbing. So yeah, I'm excited to start this again. I think doing this, because I do either once a week or twice a week of sprint sessions, but keeping it completely on grass, because I've got new boots now to sprint on grass, especially when it's wet. That should really help make myself younger in that sense. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I don't know if you've had the same benefits sprinting, especially on grass. With that said, take care. Peace.